So I'm going to do something that's a little difficult for me. I figured this would probably be the best way to kind of vent, maybe. Um, I would like to talk about how I deal with my Asperger's when, I'm in retail. Um, Sometimes it can be a little overwhelming if it's like a Saturday or a really, really busy day. Um, I do tend to get a little nervous, but the way I tend to deal with things is if I have a lot of people that are needing my assistance, um, I've decided that I'm going to start writing people's names down and maybe calling them to the front because I do tend to forget faces a lot. Especially if I'm trying to help many, many people at one time, that can become very, very confusing for me. Um, and I guess it's kind of very awkward for them when yeah, I go to help them with something and then I forget who they were, so they come up to me, did you find that book for me? And I'm like, no, I did, I just couldn't find you. Try to play a little dumb there, and it's a little embarrassing, it really is. But yeah, I've decided that I'm going to have to start doing that, start writing people's names down. Another thing is, I don't remember a lot of instructions that are given to me. That's one thing that I do have from Asperger's, is if I'm told to do many things at one time, it's like an overload for me. I can't remember anything you just told me. It just completely goes through one ear out the other. I'll be like, yeah, I got it, I remember it, and then when it comes to the point of having to do it, I just completely blank out. And I've noticed I'm going to have to start taking notes, step-by-step notes, because if I leave any detail out of anything that I've written down, I want to forget that one step, and it may be a little step, but it will be impossible for me to go to the next step. So, um, and also a lot of people at work, because it took me a little while to open up to everyone, but they find it difficult that I do have this social thing, because when I open up to you, it's more than likely because I trust you. And they see the social side of me, because I can be very social, especially if I'm comfortable with you and I know you, and I get to know you, then yeah, it's a lot easier for me to open up to you and be who I am. So they find it crazy that outside of work that I don't make friends and that I don't have friends and I don't socialize. And it's just because when I'm there, I'm playing a role. I'm manager. I'm doing my job, and I can act and I can pretend to be this person. But had I met them out on the streets, we would have probably never made friends. But yeah. Um, I had other things. I guess I should have wrote them down, but I'm trying to think of. Well, that goes back to the not to the getting distracted part. It's like if I'm doing a task and I get stopped by a customer, I completely forget what I was doing beforehand, and I'll get involved with something else. So eventually, I'll have all of these things going. So one thing I'm going to have to train myself to do is take one thing at a time, because then I get very overloaded and then I get stressed out and then I start to panic because I have all this stuff created at one time and it starts to become too much for me to handle. And not at this job. I haven't broke down and cried at work, but I have done that before because I freaked out completely, and I was like, I can't do this, I can't handle it, it's just too much for me, and it wasn't even a management job at that point, which a management job is way more stressful than anything I've ever done. But, yeah, and I broke down in front of the cashier, and I had a girl there that did not like me, and we struggle with Asperger's to make people like us. So when someone doesn't like you, it's a very, very personal attack. So all of that was going at one time, and it just overwhelm me because my body tends to deal with something at one time or not at all. It just deals with everything at once. And yeah, so back to the distracted thing. I'm going to have to, if it's extremely busy at work, I cannot be doing something else, or I will forget what I was doing. Or if I have a task, have someone else be able to take care of my customers for me. And that's basically it. I just wanted to give my take on how I deal with my Asperger's as a manager in retail. Um, um, I had something else I was going to say, but I completely forgot it. Oh, I many times thought about giving up, that there's no way I can have this and not be a manager because I'm just too scatterbrained. I'm too socially anxious, I'm too awkward, or I'm too forgetful, I'm too this, I'm too that, but um, no, I'm not going to give up. I have had a rough life. I've seen things that are beyond my years, and yeah, I won't give up on this. I haven't given up overcoming the terror that I've gone through, and I won't give up on this. And also, if I had another job, I would be too bored to work in a factory or something, or I'd be too bored doing this. I get bored very easily. It's like I'm always searching for something else, or searching for the next big thing. So even if I did try to do something else, I'm not sure that I would be very successful or more successful in that anyway. So why not try to continue on the path I'm going and learn as many ways as I can to succeed in what I'm currently doing instead of trying to find something else that is more fitted for, I guess, Asperger's. The stereotypical image would be away from people, but I just think that I would feel way too, um, I don't know the word, maybe way too, um, there's a word for it, too ostracized maybe, because even though I am socially anxious, if I absolutely have no one around me, I would start to feel like I'm on an abandoned island or something. So yeah, but yeah. Again, I just wanted to kind of let everyone know how I'm trying to cope with retail and how I'm trying to adjust things to my way of doing them, because I have a very, very, just so you know, unique way of doing things that people think just like you're weird, you're crazy, and I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just, my mind is at a different level than yours. But yeah, that's it. All right, thanks.